Welcome to Crypto Plus. Earlier today, we produced a video entitled Beware Crypto Collapse Soon, but for some reason, YouTube uploaded it as a 15-minute video when it is in fact only 9 minutes. So we are repeating that video here, but under a different title and banner. So if you've listened to the earlier one, then you can ignore this one. If not, then enjoy. Welcome to Crypto Plus. It's Monday, the 13th of December 2021 at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, it's been some time since we produced a video on this channel, primarily because I have not really been totally convinced that the cryptocurrency market has much further to rise. And with Bitcoin hitting $69,000 a short while ago, it appeared to me to be a double top, meaning that really the only direction is down. That said, with cryptocurrencies being a relatively new innovation, we do not have the historical performance of cryptocurrencies in which to gauge significant pattern correlations. Now, a lot of technical analysts will claim, oh yes, there is sufficient evidence available, maybe in Bitcoin itself, but not really across the whole array of cryptocurrencies. And in addition to that, we've noticed, in our view at least, quite a stark contrast between what the technicals have been telling us and what the fundamentals are telling us. Let us give you an example. There are over 12,000 cryptocurrencies, of which the vast majority are not making any money. And yet, some of the price rises that these cryptos have experienced have been in the thousands of percent. With the exception of perhaps the top handful of cryptocurrencies, the majority of the others are really trading with limited profitability and a high level of what we would term hopium. In other words, we hope that they are going to perform these superior tasks and there will be mainstream adoption of those cryptos in the future. Now, in recent weeks, the metaverse, with Facebook changing its name to Meta, has captured the public imagination, and those perhaps to some degree claiming that things like games and NFTs will be a major actionable event for various cryptocurrency platforms, of which there has been evidence. Nevertheless, we're still not totally convinced that these platforms are making any money because the usage is still relatively small. So they've based everything in terms of valuation, either on its memeability, the likes of Dogecoin and Shiba Inu that rose because there's a large following, or on its what's termed network effect. And this is particularly applied more than anything perhaps to Ethereum, upon which a number of second and third layer protocols have been based. But even so, we have found it very difficult to justify the current prices, bearing in mind that Bitcoin less than a year ago was $10,000. And those cryptos that may be now trading for thousands of dollars were less than $100. And others trading at $2 or $3 were just 2 or 3 cents a year ago. And it is our sort of assessment, and we're not sure we're 100% correct on this, because as we've said, the historical performance is too short for us to gauge a high degree of accuracy. But it is our contention that really we've seen now a double top in Bitcoin. There will be the traditional fall in cryptocurrencies, which could be up to 80%, which has been witnessed on 2/3 previous occasions before the crypto market starts to rise again. Now, as we started off this video, we didn't really highlight that because we were uncertain, and we don't want to appear to be doom and gloom merchants or at the same time be pumpers. But when we actually see those YouTube channels that have been in the crypto market far longer than we have, pumping coins because Bitcoin has fallen a few thousand points and saying, therefore, this is now the time for the altcoins, which are basically every cryptocurrency other than Bitcoin. It's now the altcoins' time to rise. And we're looking at this and thinking, well, most of the altcoins, not all, but most of them fall or rise in line with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the dominant cryptocurrency. And if we believe Bitcoin has already reached its high, certainly for this year, then why should the altcoins vastly outperform it? And they quote, well, 2017 it happened. Well, with the greatest respect, just because something happened previously doesn't mean it's got to happen again. If it happened on a regular basis, year in, year out, then that might be different. But it hasn't. And we fear now that, to a large extent, those involved in cryptocurrencies will experience a number of factors, a number of negative factors. The first is that being reasonably aligned to the equity market, any major fall in equities will result, without doubt, in a major fall in cryptocurrencies. The second is that a number of people holding on to cryptocurrencies currently have bought them at such low prices, and I'm not talking about those who purchased them in the last 6 months. I'm talking about those who purchased them a year or more ago, have purchased them at such low prices they could sell now and make a vast profit. The only reason a lot of them haven't sold is because they've believed the pumping channels saying that Bitcoin's going to $250, $300, $500,000 or $1 million, and so they've tried to maximize the gains that they can, and I cannot blame them for that. But at the same time, it won't take much more pressure downwards for them to realize the highs are in, we'd better get out before we lose the vast profits we're already experiencing. And so we're issuing a cautionary message here. We're not doom and gloom merchants, and we do believe that Bitcoin does have a future. However, we also believe that over the course of the next few months, with the prospect of rising interest rates, the prospect of equity markets lacking the stimulus that it's had so far, especially because of COVID-19, we are expecting further falls. So with Bitcoin currently at about $49,000, we seriously think it has much further to fall. Now, how low, it's difficult to make the assessment, but it did have a temporary spike down to around 43,000 in the last 10 days. So for it to fall below that would not, to us, be surprising. And if there is an 80% retracement from $69,000, then if that were to happen, and we're not necessarily expecting that to happen, but if it were to happen, then you would see Bitcoin at around $14,000 or $15,000. We see it going down. We see the altcoins, that is all the other cryptos, falling just as much, if not more, because they have risen considerably more than Bitcoin has, believe it or not, in many cases. So it's a cautionary tale. Beware. Do not take the pumpers. They want to get their, shall we say, reputations intact. They want to keep them intact. They want to be able to say, we predicted all these pumps and we were right. No different to the gold and silver pumpers. Except one thing. They're sitting on gains. Some of those gains have been pared quite a bit in recent weeks. And they want another chance, in some cases, not in all, to get those gains back so they can exit and maximize their profitability. Just beware of that. Be careful. Don't believe what every YouTube channel says. Don't necessarily believe what we say. We've invested in cryptos. We've sold most of them. And frankly, we will get back in, but not yet. Thank you for listening. Hope this hasn't depressed you too much. And to some degree, we hope we're wrong, and that the crypto market will skyrocket in the next few weeks. But we're pretty darn sure that's not going to happen. Please give us a thumbs up, and if you don't like what we've said, okay, give us a thumbs down, but at least react. Share your comments. subscribe and press the bell sign, as we will be producing more videos very shortly.